about started. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Todd Marquardt. I'm your representative for annuity, disability, critical illness, long-term care, life insurance here at Back9 Insurance Services through North American Life Plans. You can feel free to reach out to me for any questions you have on any of those products. Need any assistance with any case management issues you may have. Need some pre-sales work done on a case. I want to go through some of the features of our BOSS system today and go through our quote and apply. I know for some of you, maybe this may be a little bit repetitive, but we have added some new features I'd like to get out to everybody, let you know about some new rapid issue term products we have on the market that we're having quite a bit of success with, and go through the long-term care options and our IUL options on quote and apply. So once you sign up with Back9 Insurance Services, you will receive a link for not only a quote and apply tool, which is the first direct-to-consumer life comparison tool that compares term, protection, accumulation, IULs, UL, GUL, whole life, both non-participating and participating, final expense, accidental death, and long-term care insurance, as well as a long-term care life insurance hybrid from Nationwide called Nationwide Care Matters 2. When you get your login for our BOSS system, you will use your email address as your username, and you'll be assigned a password. Once you're logged in, you will come to this screen. Up on top, you'll see Launch Quote and Apply. This is the link you use to launch your quote and apply tool. On the left-hand side, you're going to see a menu. The quote and apply menu tracks all your quote and apply applications, quote and apply quotes put out there. Should you put a link in your email address or on a website where you have potential applicants quoting for themselves and possibly even applying for themselves, which has quite often happens. You can track not only everybody who's quoted on this tool, you can track everybody that has applied for life insurance using this section, simply by putting in their names. If you click this websites link, it allows you to customize your website. And you can choose which products you would like to show. We offer accidental death. You want to turn that off, you click this edit button, and your link will no longer show an accidental death product. You want to show just certain carriers, you would go up here to carriers, and you can turn off a carrier if you choose not to show that carrier for whatever reason. Perhaps you have another contract through a different upline, and you don't want to submit business through the Back9 tool. You can customize the greetings that are shown on your quote and apply tool. This is our default. Welcome to Back9 Insurance and Financial Services, Inc. In this particular instance, this would be linked to you, the agent. We'll get your life insurance in seconds, ready to go, ? And this is your introduction email that's sent out with every quote and apply quote you send out to your clients. Hi, it fills in the client's name. Thanks for getting your life insurance quotes. If you need a hand getting started or have any questions, let us know. You can customize this link any way you want. There's options to customize which pictures or logos you show on the link. Feel free to change anything you like. You can use these buttons down here to help track who's using your quote and apply tool. You can require that they leave their email before viewing a quote, or you can require that they use their phone number before viewing a quote so you can follow up with your client. If you're licensed in many states, you can use this override state button to choose which state you want to market in as your primary. When the quote's being run, your applicants can choose to change their resident state. It's pretty simple. I encourage everyone to play around with this as much as you like. We probably don't have enough time to go through everything, but those are the basics you'll need to know. On the left-hand side, you'll see cases. This is where you can follow up on all your cases submitted, see what action you need to take. On every case, you're going to have a task bar listing any tasks you may need to complete. Here it's just John Doe needs to complete his Packed Life About Me Health History questionnaire. You can type in a note. John will be available next Wednesday. Etc. This goes to your case manager, who will then inform any notes that need to be informed to the carrier. What's going on. After you put a comment, you have the option of uploading any attachments should a form be missing. Form was not completed initially. Our case management is doing an excellent job of communicating with agents, letting them know what needs to be done to get their cases placed. You can simply just upload your attachment, send it, and off it goes. You click comment, real time, your case manager receives the notes. They send it off to the carrier or whoever it needs to be sent to, perhaps a doctor's office, etc., and they take care of that for you. It's quick, it's simple, everything is tracked, everything is documented. It helps protect you as the agent to make sure you've done what needs to be done for your clients. Over here, you have forms and applications. This is if you have a situation where you need to submit an application outside of the system. You simply hit PDF applications. You'll be prompted for a login. You have to register first. You register with iPipeline. We pay all fees for you. Doesn't cost you anything to do this. You just need to register so you have access to the correct forms. You choose which company you want to market, what type of business. New business means a new application, the state, the product type, product name, and you can get a paper application here. On the previous screen, you saw Start iGo eApp. That's another e-application tool that we pay for our agents. It allows you to submit the application electronically through iGo. It's an abbreviated application. It's a little more complicated than our quote and apply system, but if the product's not available at quote and apply, that's the only way you're going to get an e-app through, unless a carrier has their own independent quote and application tool. Products. This is where you will view the commissions that are paid on your cases. We represent 79 carriers at this point, and most carriers have at least 10 products. We do not send out paper commission schedules. This is the best way to look it up. You would simply type in the name of the carrier. Their products come up, listing the first year commission, the renewals, and excess if you sell a UL, IUL, or a whole life product. Over here, we have our help center. This helps you, gives articles about industry news, gives you helpful hints on setting up your quote and apply tool. Got an easy search bar, and all the articles and videos we have available to you are in this help center section. We have a marketing tool. This might be helpful, especially when you're out on a med sup call. You want to follow up with your clients later and you have an email address. You're allowed to choose a template that you can send out to up to 100 email addresses that gives a link to your quote and apply tool and promotes a product. Final expense would be apropos for many med sup clients. You get protect your loved ones with life insurance, get $25,000 of final expense life insurance from $66 a month. You can have your information, your picture if you choose to upload one, or your logo, and a link to get your free quote, which will take them to your quote and apply tool. How'd that get in the way? You enter in the 100 email addresses here. Pretty simple. If you have an Excel spreadsheet that tracks all your email addresses, you can just copy and paste 100 email addresses right here in this box. And that allows you to market to your clients. And it's a no-cost tool for you. And I think one other portion you might be interested in would be quoting. You have two different quote tools that we give to you other than the quote and apply tool. One is called quote request. This will send a quote request to me. And you would use this should you come up, you have a product that's not available on quote and apply that you're interested in. For instance, you want an annuity quote or disability quote, long-term care quote. All long-term care products are available on quote and apply, but the hybrid products, we have several available that are not. So I can show that to you. Simple process. You just enter in the name of the client. Go. Date of birth. Gender. Whether or not there's a joint insured. Resident state. Type of funds for annuities. There's qualified, non-qualified. How much premium they want to spend. And what kind of product they want. Single premium immediate income annuities. Essentially, they will provide an income stream guaranteed up to lifetime for your clients. It's very popular. Right now, we have something called income riders that are doing exceptionally well. Certain only, that's only if you want to pay out for up to 10 years or 5 years, 20 years, whatever period, certain term you choose. And you choose your income start date here. Want life, fixed, indexed income rider. I would suggest you choose all of these. An income rider. Start age, how old did I make him? 1960, so 65. And any additional information you have here. Rolling over. And my system's going a little slow. Apologize for that. And you create the quote request. I receive an email with your quote request. And I get the quote out to you. And I'm missing something. Oh, that's nice. There we go. Once you enter this information in, the quoting system tracks your quote request, allows you to access your quote request at any time while you're doing business with us, allows you to follow up with your client. This is a great tool, especially if you market a life product, etc. People say, I'm not ready to buy right now. Get back to me next year, etc. Or if you're looking for business, you have some old quote requests that never led to a sale. You can go back to those people who've already started talking with you about the product and see if you can assist them now that they weren't ready to purchase before. Does anyone have any questions on these systems? And I'd like to go through quote and apply after this. Okay, doesn't appear we have any questions. So let's go through quote and apply. Once you click your launch quote and apply link, or if your client clicks your launch quote and apply link, you'll be prompted with welcome to Example Insurance Agency. We'll get your life insurance in seconds, ready to go. Of course, this will be customized to you. They're going to ask you for the name of the client, or they're going to ask the client their name. Enter it in. They're going to want to know the gender of the client, how healthy they are. This could be from standard to super preferred. I'm sorry, I had to let somebody in the meeting. And it's going a little delayed. There we go. Great. Standard, the super preferred, and life insurance, disability, long-term care insurance. You have what they call substandard ratings or table ratings. You would click this product type, life or long-term care. Health preferred. Class 1 would be somebody who's substandard health. Class 2 would be somebody in worse health. On the life side, you're going to have table ratings. Show that to you. All the way up to table 8. That's for somebody who's really unhealthy. We're going to go simplified. We're going to do standard. They're going to prompt you to answer any questions about nicotine or cannabis use. People are admitting to cannabis use quite a bit these days. It has become an issue. And in a lot of ways, the companies are more educated on people who use cannabis. This is important to know because certain carriers will give a cannabis user a tobacco rating for using cannabis maybe once a month or once a year. Other carriers will offer all the way up to super preferred non-tobacco for somebody who uses cannabis monthly. The system automatically sorts out these issues. Same goes with cigar smokers, chewing tobacco, nicotine gum. Certain carriers will automatically give them a tobacco rating, which is going to be approximately double or higher of what a non-tobacco rating would be. Other carriers will offer standard non-tobacco for all those products, or even preferred non-tobacco for occasional cigar use. We're going to ask if you use nicotine or cannabis. Just to show you how the system's works, I'm going to show currently uses cannabis. And we're actually going to say to use it weekly, just so I can show you some of the different rates. Height and weight works just like tobacco rating or cannabis rating. We sort out what rates a client will get based on their build, so you don't get as many surprises during underwriting. Obviously, these two questions aren't going to address every problem you might come up with in underwriting. Clients aren't, they're notorious for sometimes not fully disclosing their full health history, but this helps weed out some of the surprises. I'm going to make him John Doe, 5'9", 180 pounds. Finally, they're going to prompt you for the date of birth. And I'm going to make this 1970 so you can see all the products available. Then you're going to choose what your top priority is. We have term life insurance, return of premium term. We only have one product with return of premium on the term available on Quote and Apply. And in quite full disclosure, most carriers have gotten rid of return of premium term. So out of the 79 carriers, we have 2 products that offer it. Permanent insurance, this is all lifetime options. This offers you UL, GUL, IULs, both protection and accumulation, non-participating, participating whole life. For somebody interested in supplemental retirement income or alert design, if you're familiar with that. If not, we have training on it. I will assist you with any questions. This allows people to put money into a life insurance policy and be able to access it for a retirement income stream later on after they retire, tax-free. This will help them supplement their 401k, etc. It's a great tool. Would not really be advisable for somebody who's 54 years old like we're showing here. But for your younger clientele, it's great, especially if they're maxing out their 401k. They're looking to put money in elsewhere. Just going to show you that real quick. Supplemental retirement income, you click it. We're going to ask you how much they want to spend and for how long. So you get the option of paying monthly, quarterly, semi-annually, or annually. You get the option of putting in whatever premium you want. how old they want to be when they start taking income. I put in $500 a month till age 70. And right here you see, once it comes, that for a total of $102,000 of premium, this individual, keep in mind, he's 54 years old, only paying for, oh, sorry, change that. 54 years old, only paying premiums for 16 years, and he's accessing his income. He puts in $95,000 of total premium, takes out a projected $193,200. Click next. And this shows you your options. This Prudential products offering the highest income. This gives you a fully compliant illustration needed to make this type of sale. The sale is automatically designed to solve for the minimum non-MEC face amount. Make sure you don't make sure you don't violate any guideline regulations or MEC regulations, and it's 100% compliant. And we made it that easy for you. You click this illustration right here, PDF, and the fully compliant sales illustration is downloaded to your computer at that point. And we might have a little delay here. And there we go. And right there, you have fully compliant illustration showing you what projections are used for this accumulation IUL, everything you need to share with your client to do a LERP design. And it took approximately, usually it'll take you about 30 seconds to run one of these illustrations. All right. I want to go and show some other products. You can change what type of product you show here. You've got the final expense, whole life, linked benefit, long-term care, term, return of premium, term, accidental death, all right here. I'm going to click term. We're going to rerun the quote for $100,000 death benefit. And it's going to show you the term options you have for a 20-year term. You can choose there. I mentioned the new rapid issue products we have available to you. Banner is incredible at the moment. Banner has an instant decision term. About 48% of the applications submitted for instant decision get approved as an instant decision. Others are kicked into additional underwriting, which may include medical records or perhaps some inquiries on something they find in electronic underwriting, like driving record, tobacco use, MIB hits, that kind of thing. But you can get an instant decision within 1 minute using Banner Life. We've had North American agents submit an application on a Sunday afternoon at 3 o'clock, 3:01 p.m. It was approved, super preferred. Was that agent's first application, so we had to wait for the contracting to be completed. So it took about a week to have the policy issued. But if he were already contracted, that policy would have been emailed to the client same day for delivery, where they make the payment, sign the delivery receipt electronically. The agent signs the delivery receipt electronically, and that policy is issued, paid for, and delivered. That's incredible. Pacific Life has a new program. They say they get up to 52% of their applications approved in 1 day. We've done a few submissions since they rolled it out approximately 2 weeks ago. We've had pretty good success. I cannot give you what kind of percentage of ours were approved at that instant decision because they haven't given it to us yet, but it has been pretty successful. I know we've had some issued that way. You're going to see banners on all these products, giving the highlights of the product. You'll notice North American, Life of the Southwest, Transamerica say living benefits. Living benefits mean you get a critical, chronic, and terminal illness riders available on all these plans, included in the base plan, that will allow your client to access their money if they get into access their death benefit if they get in a situation where they're diagnosed with one of these conditions. Chronic illness, they can access up to 2% of their death benefit every month to help pay for long-term care expenses. Critical illness, which I think is the most important on a term product, allows them to access up to 90%, depending on the product, of their death benefit if they get diagnosed with cancer, stroke, heart attack, and that can be invaluable. We all know people have been diagnosed with cancer. We all know that very few people buy term life insurance actually get their death benefit from passing away within the term of the policy. But many of those people can be diagnosed with one of those three conditions in the 20 years. For example, John Doe has this policy, and they would be able to access some of their death benefit to help pay for additional treatments, help supplement or pay for their mortgage should they miss work for being ill, help hire somebody, help them at home with the kids while they're going through treatment for cancer, etc. It's invaluable, in my opinion, something we should show. Life of the Southwest is one of the pioneers in the living benefits. They've actually added an Alzheimer's benefit to the program that pays the benefit, allows you to access death benefit should you get diagnosed with Alzheimer's. And it goes a little bit above and beyond what the chronic illness benefit would pay in those situations. Does anybody have any questions about the term? Okay, great. I mentioned we have whole life. We offer both participating and non-participating whole life plans on Quote and Apply. A non-participating whole life plan simply means your client doesn't receive dividends on the monies, but they are guaranteed to have cash value that's equal to the death benefit when the policy matures. So you have guaranteed cash value, guaranteed premium, and guaranteed death benefit. We've got what you call participating plans that pay dividends. These dividends allows the death benefit to grow higher beyond that initial guarantee. Should the company perform well, just like any other stockholder, you get a dividend annually, which is put into the cash value or paid up additions on the life insurance plan that helps grow the cash value of the policy. When you pull up these illustrations, you're going to see a guaranteed column. You're going to see a non-guaranteed. Dividends are not guaranteed, meaning they cannot guarantee how much dividends are going to be paid each year, but they project what they're being paid based on what they've paid in the past. You'll notice the guarantees here. Contract premium, total cash value. It's guaranteed to be at least $47,936 in 20 years. If the dividends as projected pay, you will see the cash value is higher at $56,856. I mentioned that when the policy endows at maturity, meaning the cash value and death benefit will be the same when the policy reaches maturity, which is usually age 100. Some products go up to age 120. It's put right here in the illustration. So you will see guaranteed at age. This one endows at age 121. Guaranteed your death benefit is $100,000. Your cash surrender value is $100,000. That point, the policy's endowed. Pretty much, you don't have insurance anymore. You take the money out. And you'll see that under the projected scale with dividends being paid, that $100,000 is worth $213,000 at age 121. We have final expense plans. Well, we have two final expense plans on the quote and apply. The max death benefit you're going to get is $50,000 on these plans. They're simple, non-participating whole life with simplified underwriting, meaning you usually get a decision on whether or not you get an approval within 3 days of the policy being submitted, the application being submitted. Of course, there are delays when we have contracting that needs to be submitted because most contracting is going to take 7 to 10 days. We offer a guaranteed issue product with Gerber. Your client cannot be declined for any reason other than not being a citizen of the U.S. But guaranteed issue, simple. These are graded death benefit plans on the guaranteed issue. Meaning if you pass away in the first 2 years, the company cannot afford to pay you the whole death benefit. They're going to pay your beneficiary a return of premium plus 10% interest if they pass away in the first 2 years. At the third year, the full $25,000 is available to your clients. We have long-term care. And keep in mind, I'm using the demo site, so not all of our standalone long-term care options are going to show up on this process. Oh, nope, I stand. Yeah, exactly. We're missing NGL. We have 3 products. We have National Guardian Life, Mutual of Omaha, and Thrivent. These are 3 standalone long-term care policies that we offer throughout Back9, and we offer all 3 on quote and apply. You probably can't go through the whole long-term care situation with you, but for those familiar, you receive a monthly benefit for a chronic illness. You have the option on how you pay for it, lifetime pay, 10 pay, or single pay. Single or couples, because they get discount for being married. Health class 1, we're going to change them to class standard. And we give you a long-term care quote, as simple as that. You also saw we had a linked benefit. Linked benefit is a life insurance plan with a long-term care component built into it. The initial long-term care component is simply an acceleration of your death benefit. Meaning your long-term care claim gets paid with your death benefit, tax-free. And then it has a component beyond that. Essentially, the long-term care comes out of your life, your death benefit for the first 2 years. After that, you have what they call an extension of benefits that will continue the long-term care benefits all the way up to, in this case, will be another 2 years. You can change it up to 8 years. Rerun the quote. Oh, not for this gentleman. Too old, 7 years. And there are age restrictions which limit what kind of benefit period you can show and how you pay for the plan. Does anybody have any questions about the long-term care component? Great. All right, we're going to go back to term. Let's say you've talked to John Doe. John Doe's interested in doing $200,000. He's interested in a 10-year term. You told him about the living benefits, and he's interested in living benefits only. You can change that here, living benefits only. If you want to show him all the options, you click no. We're going to do living benefits yes. We rerun the quote. John sees that North American is the least expensive, Transamerica is the most expensive. He may question you why. Well, the reason, John, there's such a big difference in your insurance quote here is you're a cannabis user. North Americans offering you a non-tobacco rate versus the tobacco rating you would receive with Life Insurance Company of the Southwest or Transamerica for using tobacco. John says, well, I'd like a few more details on the product. You click show details. Tells you right here, 5'9", 180, he will qualify for a standard non-tobacco rate. He can go all the way up to 263 pounds and get standard non-tobacco. He can convert to any permanent product available through North American up through age 70. Learn about North American's Advantage 10-year guarantee. Physical exam is going to be required on this. If John uses cannabis weekly, John is eligible for standard non-tobacco. You can accelerate your death benefit for qualifying terminal and chronic illness. Because he's in California, they don't offer critical illness here. And North American will e-deliver the policy. You want to send John a quote summary? Click here. And why is it going so slow? I apologize for this. There we go. Let's hear all the little details, all those details we showed. Also gives John the ability to change his mind when he receives this, and he may want to apply with Life Insurance of Southwest instead. This will take John to his quoting link where he can switch the product. And we're ready to apply. Oh, why did it go back here? That's interesting. Click next. You're ready to start the application for John. Going to ask you for the email address, phone number, prompt you, would you like to send John a link to this application? This automatically emails and texts a link to your quote and apply tool for John to complete the application. So click yes. Let's say John wants you to complete the application with him online or over the phone, etc. No problem. Click next. You enter in the address. Click next. Is John currently employed? For simplicity, we're going to say no, John's retired. How long has John been retired? 1 year. Will John own this policy? Maybe a situation where you're doing a business buy sell, or a grandparents going to buy a policy on their grandchildren. Parents are buying a policy on their children, or there's going to be a trust that owns a policy. Back9 and quote and apply gives you the option to do all those options. An individual will be obviously the parents own on their children. A trust is if you have an ILIT owning the policy or a living trust owning the policy. And business would be the business owning the policy and paying the premiums. We're going to say John's going to own his own policy. Just make it simple. Please specify who will receive the $200,000 benefit. It's going to be John's wife, Jane. You enter in the beneficiary's information here, how much they're going to receive, beneficiary's phone number, social security number, beneficiary's birth date, address could be said it's John because they're married. Contingent beneficiary, that's if the primary beneficiary passes away, who will receive the death benefit? Usually it'd be their children. In most circumstances, could be a trust, could be a business, could be whoever you want. In this situation, we're not going to do it because we are running a little bit low on time. I'll click skip. John's assets, income, sorry. Assets, liabilities, social security number, birth date. Does John have a driver's license? Yes. Driver's license state. That's weird. And we're having a problem. There we go. Has John had a bankruptcy? No. Next. Does John have existing insurance? For simplicity's sake, I'm saying no. Would you like to add an additional contact if the policy is going to lapse? Let's say John forgets to pay the premium. Jane could receive a notification in the mail that the premium hasn't been paid. Being the beneficiary, she may want to remind John to pay it. Could say no for this. Going to ask you some health questions. Have you, health questions, non-health questions like DUI, etc. No. Have you been convicted of anything? No. Any auto racing? No. Any aviation? No. You plan on traveling outside the U.S.? Are you offered any benefit, incentive, or other considerations as an inducement to apply for insurance? No. Are you planning on selling this policy or any other policy? No. Have you lost or gained any weight in the past 12 months? Are you currently taking or have you taken in the past any prescription medications? No. Have you worked less than full time? Received or applied disabilities or workers' compensation? No. Have you ever been diagnosed, treated for these conditions? No. And past 10 years, have you been diagnosed for any of these conditions? Circulatory, vasculatory. Have you ever been diagnosed, treated, tested positive for any of these medical conditions? Very simple. We're just going to put everything no. All of these health questions are going to be different for every application, depending on the product and the carrier, because they all have different underwriting processes. Yes, father's still alive. 83. Yes, mother's 81. You have health insurance. Quite a few of these. At any point during the process, you have the option of sending an email to your client with a link. Should you not be able to you're not able to answer all the questions, you can copy this, copy, and you can go to your email. Say, John, new email. Like that. Hi, John. I answered what I could. Click this link. And you hit Control V. It pastes a link to the application for John. He will receive the email and can then bring him to this page. He enters in his date of birth, and he's able to complete the last few questions. By scrolling down, it'll take him right to this page. And I picked a product with quite a few health questions. Apologize for that. Click Next. I left out the incomes paying for this. You want to enter the payment information now to get temporary insurance? I'm going to click No. Who is paying for this policy? Oh, sorry, John's paying for it. Should John have temporary coverage? No. Should John enter his bank account information now? He can if he wants to. He needs to if he's doing temporary insurance. If not, just click No. That means you're going to pay for the policy on delivery. Click Next. And we've completed an entire application. Here we're getting a note that it's paused for contracting, meaning the agent who submitted this not contracted yet. Typically, and I don't know why we have this pause on the demo site, typically the client will receive a DocuSign email. They sign the application via DocuSign. You then receive the application via DocuSign to sign the agent's report and complete the agent's report. The application submitted. You will find it in your cases once it's done. And you'll be able to track status there. And that's pretty much it. It should take you no more than 10 minutes to complete an entire application from quoting to submission. Pretty simple. In the instances where we have the instant decision like Banner, you can have a check by the end of the week should you make the sale and it's approved that way. Does anybody have any questions? And Todd Holman, you can still hear me? Oh, Todd Dyer. Did anyone have any applications? Any questions? All right. Well, thank you for joining us, North American Insurance Services and myself. We appreciate you all. Hope everybody has a great week, and please don't hesitate to reach out to me with any questions.